Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here, an honor to have been chosen by the Queen City Toastmasters to present this icebreaker as my first ever speech as an official member of the Toastmasters organization. I want to thank you all for also accepting me here and allowing me to do this in front of you. My first experience or my first step into the pool of public speaking was in third grade when, as many of us, my first experience was gut-wrenching, to say the least. Very much an visceral experience where my hands were shaking. I couldn't stop sweating. I was in front of a bunch of people, and you would think, what was he doing? It was a spelling bee. And I don't know if you guys have ever done a spelling bee, but you see the people in front of you and they're all spelling their words. And mind you, spelling bees don't start off hard. They start off with like 4-letter words, especially in third grade. Lo and behold, there I was for my turn to spell my word. I step up to the front of the stage. I look out at everybody, all of my classmates, and the word given to me was lawn. I say, lawn, and the first letter that comes out of my mouth is W. Now, you guys can imagine the embarrassment that I felt standing there spelling lawn incorrectly. It was one of the most heartbreaking experiences that I can remember when it comes to public speaking. Life gives you heartbreaking experiences all the time. But after that day, I said to myself, and I made a promise to myself, to never, ever freeze up in front of people like that again. We're going to fast forward to 7th grade, where I took part in my second spelling bee ever. And I don't know what it was, whether it was because I had failed before or whether it was because I had learned a lot more. But when I participated in that 7th grade spelling bee, not only did I not lose on the first word, I made it to 4th place out of my entire grade. Now, you may think, oh, it's just 4th place. It's not like you won the whole thing. But 4th place for me was a win, seeing as I was able to stand in front of my peers and accurately spell words that I knew how to spell. And with that, I was able to unlock a whole new side of myself, one who wasn't afraid to stand in front of people, one who wasn't afraid to fail in front of people. And with that, it leads me to what I do now. I am a Christian rapper. I make music, and basically for a living, I stand in front of people and recite words. And it all started with me being that young kid in 3rd grade, asking myself or making a promise to myself to never freeze up in front of people ever again. And that was, 3rd grade was 20 years ago. And since then, I've presented in front of hundreds of people. I've shared things that may be controversial, especially before I became a Christian. And even a little bit afterwards, sharing in front of people who aren't necessarily believers in Christianity. That's an experience that is sometimes nerve-wracking because, you're sharing in front of people who may not agree with what you're saying, and that's understandable. But with that, I've come to understand that I am someone who can persevere and who can speak in front of others, even when I am nervous and even when I am terrified out of my mind like I am now. Thank you.